Hello everyone, welcome back or welcome to my channel. Today we are going to do something very exciting, and that is going through all the books I got for my birthday. So let's get started. The first book we have is White Nights by Fyodor. I'm not going to pronounce the surname. No. This is the book. It's a very pretty cover. And so let's read the blurb together. Can a single moment of connection change the course of a lifetime? In White Nights, Fyodor weaves an exquisite tale of love, hope, and longing, set against the hauntingly beautiful backdrop of St. Petersburg's ethereal white nights. So this book has been on my feet for quite a long time, and I really wanted to read this book, so I bought it for my birthday. Some of the books here which I'll be saying that I bought is basically my family giving me the money, and then I'm buying the things that are on my wish list. So next book we have is Love Unwritten by Lauren Asher. This is the book 2 of the Lakefront Billionaire series. And so this book is about Raphael and Ellie. This is the first part of the Lakefront Billionaire series, and this was about Julian and Dahlia. I loved this book, and so when I was gifted money, I decided to buy this one. Because when it comes to rom-com, you can never go wrong with Lauren Asher. Raphael. Ellie Sinclair is a hopeless romantic who writes love songs. I am a struggling workaholic who could inspire 100 breakup albums. On paper, we have nothing in common except for my son. For 8 months, I have avoided her until our summer trip. 14 days, 2 islands, and one nanny I shouldn't be attracted to. Spending time with Ellie is expected, but enjoying her company? That isn't part of our travel plans. After my divorce, I swore to protect my heart at all costs, even if it means breaking hers in the process. So we have someone who is very stone-hearted or nice. Ellie. What's worse than working for a grumpy single dad? Admitting that I once had a secret crush on him in high school. Thankfully, Rafael Lopez and I have changed since we graduated from Wisteria High. He is a billionaire with a company to run and a child to take care of. I am an unemployed songwriter he hired to watch his son and teach him music. We coexist without any issues until a vacation changes everything. Lines blur and old feelings for Raphael return with vengeance as I face a new dilemma. Being his son's nanny is one thing, but wishing for more sounds like a heartbreak song waiting to be written. Next we have Rewind It Back by Liz Tomford. I was gifted this book, by the way. I did not buy it. So let's talk about the characters. We have Haley and Rio. So Rio, actually this is the 5th book of the series, my favorite rom-com series of all time. And Rio is a character I instantly fell in love with from the first book of the series itself. He is witty, he knows when to say jokes, and he is so flirty and funny. So when I came to know that he is getting his own book, take all my money. Haley. When I was 11, my family moved next door to his. When I was 16, we fell for each other, and when I was 19, we broke each other's hearts. 6 years later, I have landed an internship with a big-name interior designer in a new city. Unfortunately, that city just so happens to be the one he plays hockey for. I thought Chicago was big enough to avoid him, until I unknowingly move in right next door. Even worse, my new job means I have to renovate his house. I may have loved Rio De Luca once, but I am not that same girl anymore. We'll see, Haley, we'll see. Rio. I never thought I would be the only single one left in my friend group. But after years of trying to find love, I have concluded it may not exist for me anymore. That is, until I accidentally hire Haley Hart to renovate my house and I find myself rewinding memories I have kept secret for years. That connection I have been looking for since I moved to Chicago. I found it when I was 12 years old. And now the only girl I have ever loved is moving into the house next door again. Chills, literal chills. I just know that I'm going to cry and laugh when I finish this book. Laugh because I'm going to love this book so much, and cry because this is the end of the Windy City series. While we are in the Windy City series, I would also like to say that I ordered this book for me. This is the 4th book of the Windy City series. So, a little backstory. I actually bought this book last year. But dumb me did not know there are actually 2 versions of the book, the UK version and the US version. So I bought this one because this one was what was available on Amazon at that time, and this one is not the same as all of my other books of the series. So this one is technically a little taller, than the rest. This gave me the ick. So this year when my birthday came around, I asked my mother to buy me the correct version of the book because I really needed to get my series right. And so this is basically an extra book I have right now. I might gift it to someone, or like if someone wants to buy it from me for a less price, I can do that. But yeah, so this book is brand new. I did not touch it because I was waiting for the correct version to arrive and then I can read it. I read it on Kindle, but I did not touch this one. And with that, my Windy City series is complete. This is such a bittersweet moment because this series has been my entire personality for over a year now. I love this series. I always reread them. Let's talk about my favorite book from this series, which is The Right Move. This book is everything that I search for in a rom-com, and I'm so glad that I get to read this book, like masterpiece. And I always come back to this book whenever I feel low. I'm currently planning to reread the entire series before I start the last one so that I can get into the groove, and I haven't touched this series for over 6 months now. So I really need to read all of them to get the characters and then start the new book. Next, we have Never Lie by Frida McFadden. This was gifted to me by my friend, and this is a thriller book. So I have never read a book by her, but apparently my friend said that this is a great book for someone who is starting to read thriller. I read more of like detective series and not much of thriller. So this is kind of a first time for me. Newlyweds Tricia and Ethan are searching for the house of their dreams. They think they have found it in the remote manor that once belonged to Dr. Adrian Hale, a renowned psychiatrist who years ago vanished without a trace. When a violent winter storm traps them at the estate, the house begins to lose its appeal. Stuck inside, Tricia finds a collection of audio transcripts from Dr. Haley's sessions with patients. As Tricia starts listening to what isn't meant for her, she learns of the terrifying events around the doctor's mysterious disappearance. With each tape, every shocking piece of the puzzle falls into place. But by the time Tricia reaches the final cassette, it will be too late. Okay, that's a very intriguing blurb, and I need to read this book immediately. I'll just finish this video and start reading this book, I guess. Next we have 1984 by George Orwell. So I saw this book on For You page, and Amazon decided to destroy this book when it came anyways. So I saw this book on my For You page, and I am really getting into the classics. So many people are recommending this book, so I wanted to give this a try. Let's read the blurb. Hidden away in the record department of the sprawling Ministry of Truth, Winston Smith skillfully rewrites the past to suit the needs of the party. Yet, He inwardly rebels against the totalitarian world he lives in, which demands absolute obedience and controls him through the all-seeing telescreens and the watchful eye of Big Brother, symbolic head of the party. In his longing for truth and liberty, Smith begins a secret love affair with a fellow worker, Julia, but soon discovers the true price of freedom is betrayal. I think I'm going to bawl my eyes out when I read this one, but I really want to read a classic, a good classic, so I chose this one. Next is a book that I wanted to buy and I bought it. It's a gift for me, by me. Thank you. That's Heart Lamp. It won the International Booker Prize of 2025 and I was so intrigued. So I bought this book and I really want to read this one. I actually peeked a little and read the first chapter and it's really beautiful. The writing style is good, like good level good. So I want to finish this book as soon as possible. In the stories of Heart Lamp, Banu Mushtaq exquisitely captures the everyday lives of women and girls in Muslim communities in southern India. Published originally in the Kannada language between 1990 and 2023 and praised for their dry and gentle humor, these portraits of family and community tensions testify to Mushtaq's years as a journalist and lawyer, in which she tirelessly championed women's rights and protested all forms of caste and religious oppression. Written in a style at once witty, vivid, colloquial, moving and excoriating, it's in her characters, the sparky children, the audacious grandmothers, the buffoonish Maulvis and thug brothers, the oft hapless husbands, and the mothers above all, surviving their feelings at great cost, that Mushtaq emerges as an astonishing writer and observer of human nature. Her opus has garnered both censure from conservative quarters as well as India's most prestigious literary awards. This is a collection sure to be read for years to come. When this book won the prize, I really wanted to buy this one, but at the time I could not, so I finally bought it. Next, my dearest, my most favorite cousin gifted me Agatha Christie. Stop. So this is the Sitaford Mystery. This is a mystery book, so this is not a detective one. Simply Misty. What? Misty? It's simply mystery. So, in a remote house in the middle of Dartmoor, 6 shadowy figures huddle around a table for a seance. Tension rises as the spirits spell out a chilling message. Captain Trevelyan dead. Murder. Is this black magic or simply a macabre joke? The only way to be certain is to locate Captain Trevelyan. Unfortunately, his house is 6 miles away, and with snowdrifts blocking the roads, someone will have to make the journey on foot. Okay, that's good. This has been on my TBR for quite a long time because I was shocked Agatha wrote something that's related to ghosts. I'm a sucker for that content. Next is After the Funeral, and this is a hardcover. Fantastic. I never owned a hardcover by Agatha. So this is the hardcover, and we have the dust jacket, which I am going to open because the inside is pretty. So this is the book. Very mysterious, and then we have the name here. That's so aesthetic. I don't know why, but this gives just old library vibes. Let's read what we have here. Richard Abernethy. I don't know if I pronounced that right. Okay. Died a very wealthy man. All the relatives who attended his funeral benefited by his death. Although the newspaper announcements of his death say, suddenly at his residence, there was no reason to suspect that his death was anything but a natural one. Or was it? One person certainly thought so, and old Mr. Entwistle, the family lawyer, was made uneasy. He began to consider the various members of the Abernethy family. Though outwardly prosperous, How badly did they need the money old Richard's death brought them? Succeeding events deepened Mr. Entwistle's uneasiness into active alarm. How best could he serve the interests of the Abernethy family, and what about his dead friend Richard Abernethy wish him to do? Entwistle goes for help to Hercule Poirot, an old friend of his, and the little Belgian solves things in his own inimitable way, making sense out of apparent nonsense, piecing things together from such widely different clues as a piece of wedding cake and a bouquet of wax flowers. If there is one thing better than an Agatha Christie without Poirot, it is an Agatha Christie with Poirot. After the Funeral shows this happy partnership at its unbeatable best. This book I feel like is a very old version. I don't know why, because the writing inside is very like, the kind you get in classic literature. So this is how the writing is inside the book, and I feel like this is a very old edition of the book, which I am excited because I have never owned something that is of old edition. It gives that mystery vibe. So you see, Dust Jacket Art and Design, HarperCollins Publishers, 1953, 2009. So this book is of 2009, which is basically an old edition book. Gem, pure gem, everyone. I'm in love with this, by the way. Also, I bought some book accessories which are not part of my birthday present. I just bought them because I needed them. But yeah, I bought these. They're so pretty and I am dying to use them. The one I was using is almost on the verge of completion, so I bought new ones, and these are so cheap on Amazon. I'll just link them in my description. And this highlighters, these are amazing. I used them a bit like a test drive kind of thing. Great highlighters. I also own another set. Those are a little, the tip is a little on the thicker side and these are on the thinner side, so I needed thin ones because I have this extreme level of OCD when I am highlighting something, and if it gets out of the line, then my head just combusts. So I bought the thinner ones. Now let's talk about my current read. My current read is Mile High, which is the first book of the Windy City series. I am rereading this series and oh my god, I match with the book. Anyways, also a moment of appreciation for my page one. This is a clothing tag and I use this charm on it. This is specifically for my rom-com books because I need that happy jingle when I read rom-com. So I'm currently rereading this book and I will continue the series till I reach Rewind It Back to finish that one. Also, I might side by side start reading this because I'm very, very intrigued. So that is it for today. These are all the books that I was gifted for my birthday, and also the tripod I'm currently filming on is gifted by my sister. Huge blessing. I needed that. It's such a good tripod. So that's all I have to say. I'll be back with a more exciting video next time. Till then, goodbye. Go read a book. Stay hydrated and healthy. Bye.